Alright everybody, so here I am again, and this live is going to be around for 2 hours or something. If I have to stop in between, then I'll be restarting it as soon as I get time. This is how the things are right now, and this is how the plan I have. And just a sec. Yeah, so now let's simply get started. And first of all, the application is already ready. I will be going through that. I will be just explaining each and everything, and once everything's ready, once I've done everything, then I'll be simply rebuilding the whole application on my own. So this was the thing that I was. This is the Brainly project that I've been working on. By the way, I have to go to this Todo application. Let's go on, and right now let's try to get the things done. One more thing, let me check one thing. Control panel, the control panel, the sound quality and all, and after that I'll just simply be going ahead from here. Not bad, it's good rather. Okay, so what is the next thing that I have to do? This is the whole application that I have. First of all, I have to understand each and everything. If there is something important, I have to even make proper notes of that, and then I'll simply be going ahead. Go. Notion. And the goal is to get it done today. Let's see how it's gonna be going on. And that's gonna be the To-Do app, right? To feedback app, not this one, state management. And when working with this, I was working on this To-Do application. Let's see how many things are interesting and worth mentioning here. Let's keep it like this only, and let's have a look at the code from the beginning. So first of all, I have my all the actions over here. This is the most important part, and even I will be working on only these actions initially. And once this, by the way, actions are mainly used for talking to the database. So first of all, I have to create the actions. Once the actions are created, then I have to create my hooks. Okay, once the hooks are created, again hooks are gonna be to-do related hooks, so they are gonna be there. So these are the 4 hooks that I have created, and so far I don't really have any problem like when it comes to the action. So I have create action simply. By the way, to whether you get the data directly here or not. Okay, few things that I need to check. Let's do one thing. Run the program. ls npm run dev. I hope it's gonna be running on. By the way, I'm here directly using parse, and if I were using safe parse, I would be getting some different result. But when I directly use parse, at that time I either get an error or I get the data directly, like the validated data, and that's what I have to check over here. So let's do one thing. CLG from actions side, I am checking validate data, and I will be checking the value of it, validate data. Let's try this thing, and it should be running by now if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so localhost. First of all, the main goal is to understand this application, like how the things are connected and all, and after that rebuild this application on my own. So again, I will be noting the things down if there's something important, then I will be going ahead. By the way, it will take some time to compile the things and all, and after that it will be ready. By the way, apart from this particular thing, then doing it to get rid of the default methods of object, that's fine, I get it, and that's it, nothing else. Let's try this thing out. What's happening? Come on, reload the page. So this is one of the first things. If I just have a look at this, I don't really have any to do over here, that's fine. When it comes to toggle to do, nothing needed here. Revalidate path, okay, I need to know about revalidate path too. So there are some to-dos that I have here, like not some to-dos, a lot of to-dos that I have to know better about. So I will be getting it done. By the way, this is the application that I have, and if I actually, what was the first thing? I was creating the to-do. When I was creating the to-do, I was revalidating the path. apart from that thing, I was getting the validated data over here, so I have to create the to do in order to check the result over there, what exactly I get. So let's go here, let's click on the console, let's click on add to do, and here I'm just gonna be adding maybe new to do, optional description and all, and let's click on simply add. As soon as I clicked on add, it got added over here, but I didn't get anything here. Okay, that's insane. I'm creating the to do, right? And if I'm actually creating the to do, this should simply give me the result over here. Validated data. Why am I not getting any result over here? Turn on course suggestions. What is this? Get rid of this. Again, reload the page. Okay, by the way, I should be getting that on the backend side. And guess what? I did get that. So I got my the title, description, and priority over here. So that means it does work. I just only get my data. That's fine. Happy to know that. It simply gives my data. So this particular thing is done. After this thing, once this thing got done, I will be knowing about the revalidate path exactly. Mainly over here, how this revalidate path works, and here I actually need to use this. So let's go to the Next.js website. Next.js, not middleware, just Next.js website I want to go to. And once I'm here, let's go through the docs and all. This is the ultimate thing actually. You'll have to go through the docs. Let's search revalidate path. I want to learn about this thing. Click on it. This is the one that I've got, and start reading from here. Revalidate path allows you to invalidate cached data on demand for a specific path, because by default in Next.js we have cached data. So whenever we are calling revalidate path and we are giving it some kind of path, at that time it simply invalidates the data, invalidates the cached data. That means the next time when you make the request, you will be getting the new data. The cached data will not be given. By the way, let's read more about it. A revalidate path can be called in server functions and route handlers. It can be called in server functions and in route handlers. Server functions, they are related to server actions and all. And routes, you already know, if we have some kind of routes, so we can create API routes too, we can create server actions, server functions too. In both the places we can call it. And when do we actually need to call it? Mainly when we change some things, right? Suppose I added some to do, so at that time I need to revalidate the path so that it invalidate the cached data. As simple as that. Let's continue from here on. Revalidate path can't be called in client components or proxy. Proxy stands for middleware now. Earlier middleware used to be used, right now proxy is used, as it only works in server environments. That's okay. By the way, revalidate path only works on server environments. That means whenever I make a request from my client side to the server side, so data is actually cached on the server side and then data is sent to you, right? Because when you say that data is cached and when you revalidate the path, so does it mean that data is cached on the server side? Let's see. Good to know. Server functions updates the UI immediately. Server functions updates the UI immediately if viewing the affected path. Currently, it also causes all previous visited pages to refresh when navigated again. This behavior is temporary and will be updated in the future to apply only specific path. Okay, route handlers mark the path for revalidation. For marks the path for revalidation, the revalidation is done on next visit to the specified path. This means calling revalidate path with a dynamic route segment will not immediately trigger many revalidations at most. The invalidation only happens when the path is the next visited. So when it comes to route handlers and when it comes to server functions, so server functions, if you revalidate it, it will give you the result directly. But when it comes to the route handlers, if you are revalidating that, you will get the result on the next visit, not immediately. So just keep that particular thing in mind. And by the way, when it comes to this, I can give it path, I can give it type, and etc. Ultimately, it will be returning void. That means nothing. It takes two things. It takes the path and it takes the layout type. When it comes to giving it the path can be anything. Type can be page and layout. Let's see. Path, either a route pattern corresponding to the data. Path, either a route pattern corresponding to the data you want to revalidate, for example product slug, or specific URL. This don't append a slash page or slash layout, or use the type parameter instead. Must not exceed 24 characters. The value is case sensitive. Type optional. Page layout string to change the type of the path revalidate. If path contains a dynamic segment, for example product slug, this parameter is required. If path is specific URL, omit type. So if it is actually a dynamic one, so I need to mention the type over here. This is page, or this is the layout, or in normal cases I don't even need to do that. Use a specific URL when you want to refresh a single page. Use a specific URL when you want to refresh a single page, because if I'm using a slash, it will refresh the whole page, like all the pages. Use a route pattern plus type to refresh multiple URLs. Revalidate path does not return a value but can be invalidated. The path parameter can point to pages, layouts, or route handlers. So pages, layouts, or route handlers. Pages invalidates the specific page. Layouts invalidates the layout.tsx at that segment, all listed layouts beneath it and pages beneath them. Okay. Route handlers invalidates data cache entries accessed within the route handlers. For example, this invalidates this get handler. So ultimately, when it comes to invalidating, so it can invalidate any one of these things. It can invalidate the pages, it can invalidate the layout, it can invalidate route handlers too. So these are the things. There's just an example right here, that is when it comes to invalidating the backend, if I'm not wrong, here you are just simply invalidating the backend. So here first of all you are making sure that caching is forced, like it caches the value and all. So this is the request that you are making. You are saying that cache is going to be force cache. That means the result of this particular request will be cached. So the next time you will be getting only cached result, and then you are simply returning it. What will happen over here? First of all, this is the API route handler. This is the first thing. The second thing is that inside this API route handler you are forcing the cache. So in this case, when you actually make a request for the first time, at that time data will be cached, and the result you will get the next time. So first time when you got the data, it got cached, then you will be sending the data again. At that time you will get the cached data. So that is what it meant over here, that over here, where is that server route handlers marks the path for revalidation. The revalidation is done on the next visit to the specified path. Like whatever result you will get on the next visit. Then relationship with the revalidate tag and update tag. So we have two things over here. But overall things are clear, right? That I'm using because if I keep reading it, there's a lot, and this will just keep going on and on. And that's something I don't want. Let's have an overall look over all these things, and that's it. So we've gone through this. Relationship with the revalidate tag and all, revalidate path, revalidate tag, and update tag serve different purposes. Let's check the difference among them. Revalidate path is okay. Revalidate tag is used to revalidate a particular part where that tag is used. Update tag, let's see. Revalidate path invalidates a specific page or layout path. So again, you will get the path of some pages or layouts, and you will be able to revalidate that. Revalidate tag marks data with specific tag as tail, applies across all that use those tags. So ultimately what you will do, you will actually use a tag when you are actually fetching the data, querying the data. At that time you will use a tag, and wherever you invalidate that tag, that simply means that on the next visit, or on the next visit, especially if you are using in the API, or when it comes to using on the server functions and all, that particular part will be invalidated. The cache data will be invalidated. That means you will get the new data. Update tag expires data with specific tags, applies across all pages that use those tags. Expires data with the specific tags, applies across all the pages that use those. Okay. Revalidate path I have over here. By the way, this is how I'm just simply making sure that tags are gonna be like post inside tags. They are gonna be what? They are gonna be cached, and once they are cached, after that, whenever what am I doing over here? Limit 5. -a/b blog dashboard. After calling revalidate path /blog, shows fresh data, page re-render, still shows stale data, cache tags, post not invalidated. So it is simply saying that if you are calling revalidate path /blog, so this will be revalidated. That means you will get the new data over here. And if you are not, when it comes to this /dashboard, so if you are not calling, still shows stale data, because that hasn't been invalidated in all. Building revalidation utilities. This is how you can just simply go ahead, refresh the blog page. This is how it's gonna be used. And when are we doing that? A revalidate path and update tag are complementary primitive. Okay, just a second, I'm getting a call, so I'll have to pick it up.